And I don't even think that losing someone like Malik Neighbors in this game is going to be that much of a detriment, because that's not how you're going to beat a team like the Cincinnati Bengals. You're not going to beat them in a shootout. What you have to do is what the New York Giants have been doing well all year, which is controlling the time of possession, running the damn ball, and not giving the opposing offense opportunities to score. Welcome back, New York Giants fans, Bengals fans, NFL fans of any fan base. Welcome into the channel. My name is Deception, and I talk about the New York Football Giants. And we are coming off one of the best victory weeks in recent memory. We went into we flew across the country to play a 3-1 team, a game that nobody had us winning. Nobody gave us a chance in hell to win that game. We went into that game without our star wide receiver and without our star running back. It was announced even before the game that it was a moot point for the Giants to even travel that far, because no matter what we did, Daniel Jones wasn't going to get the job done. Brian Daboll wasn't going to get the job done. Our backup running backs weren't going to get the job done. And what did we do? Not only did we win that game, but we dominated that game. If you look at the score, it wasn't that close. The touchdown return from Seattle should have been mute. It shouldn't have. It should have been called back. And CBS, we got to get more angles on the goal line than that. We can't just get a glimpse, cut to a 10-minute commercial break, come back, show us a glimpse of one camera angle, and then not even discuss it for the rest of the game. But that's for a different topic. Let's get into this game against the Cincinnati Bengals, coming into our house this Sunday night against a team that, in my eyes, is not sleeping. But to the rest of the NFL and to a lot of this fan base, they are a sleeping giant. And I believe under the lights on Sunday night, they're going to wake up some people. They're going to open some eyes and make some people in this league start taking the Giants seriously. Now, there's already a lot of naysaying going on for this game because, number one, we just lost Kayvon until after the bye week. We don't even really have a definitive reason of or how or why he hurt his wrist. We just know that he ended up getting wrist surgery, and now he's going to be out for an extended period of time. Brian Daboll is pretty vague on the reasoning for that. So that's got a lot of people already down in the dumps, and a lot of people already thinking that just because we're losing that one player, that now we don't have a chance to win this game now. It's like they didn't even learn from last week. And then on top of that, look, there was some video that came out of Malik Neighbors at a concert at MetLife Stadium. That's got some people in a tizzy because look, he's in concussion protocol. He's at a Travis Scott concert, and people are drawing connections, and they're like, hey, if you're in concussion protocol, you don't want to be in a concert in a mosh pit, and that's just going to make everything worse. I mean, all these neurosurgeons on freaking Twitter and Reddit and YouTube, and everybody has opinions, right? I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But if I see a guy that looks cognizant, he's having a good time. He's in the stadium in which he plays, which the organization runs. I don't know, man. Maybe that's a good sign that he's going to be prepared for Sunday, and maybe this is just mind games from Brian Daboll that, hey, give him the illusion that he's going to be out, and then boom, last second he's cleared to play. And that's something that the Bengals will have to account for. But nonetheless, look, there's already people looking at these reports, and they're already counting the Giants out again. We're home on Sunday night after just winning an amazing win against Seattle. Flying all the way across the country, winning that game handedly, and now we're home facing a 1-3 team, and all of a sudden we're still underdogs.
What happened? Your balls drop off?
Now look, does it suck that the status for Malik Neighbors is still up in the air for this Sunday? Absolutely. Does it suck that we just lost Kayvon Thibodeau till after the bye? Absolutely. But guess what? This is why we have to have the next man up mentality. If we don't have Neighbors this week, well then look what we did with Slayton. Look what we still did with Wan'Dale Robinson. Look at what we did with the run game. And I don't even think that losing someone like Malik Neighbors in this game is going to be that much of a detriment, because that's not how you're going to beat a team like the Cincinnati Bengals. You're not going to beat them in a shootout. What you have to do is what the New York Giants have been doing well all year, which is controlling the time of possession, running the damn ball, and not giving the opposing offense opportunities to score. So have we lost any of our linemen? No. Have we lost Tyrone Tracy or Eric Gray? No. Devin Singletary has been limited in practice, but he looks like he's making steps, and he should be ready to play this week. Now, there's been a big debate within Giants land. Hey, should we give more opportunities to Tyrone Tracy, because he's proven what he's able to do? And yeah, well, I think it should be more of a split, and I think that's a way a healthy running back rotation should work. You should always keep your guys fresh. And when you have guys with different skill sets, look, this could be Earth, Wind, and Fire 2024 edition. You can use guys like Eric Gray in the passing game and in the screen game, and you can use, players like Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary to run in and out of the tackles and on goal line situations. And Tyrone Tracy was a wide receiver in college. You can still use him in the screen game and in the passing game as well. There are a lot of options that we can do on this team, and it doesn't all have to rely on Malik Neighbors. We won a game against supposedly a great defense and a great offense, and we didn't have them. So what changes this week? What changes this week is that we're playing at home in front of our own fans, and we don't have to travel all the way across the country. Now let's talk about our opponent for this game in the Cincinnati Bengals. Look, they're coming in as a 1-3 team. Now, do they deserve to be a 1-3 team? Probably not. Look, there were some questionable calls against that, or in the Chiefs game. Their talent on offense would suggest otherwise, but look, their defense hasn't come to play in any of the games that they've played this year, and that's just a fact. Look, they've been giving up 150 yards on the ground, averaging 150 yards on the ground every week. And if last week didn't prove it to you, we have a pretty stout run game, and we have a good rotation of backs in the backfield. So look, if the Giants are going to win this game, first and foremost, we can't just go out there and try to sling the rock and try to just throw a million touchdown passes. That's not how we're going to win this game. Now, if you're going to try to beat an offensive superpower like the Cincinnati Bengals are, time of possession is key. Running the ball is key. We need to have those drives like we had against Seattle, where we take up 10 minutes of the clock and then get down to the goal line. And then we have to rely on our defense to just get 1 or 2 stops, because our defense is not going to reliably stop this Cincinnati offense every time. So, and do the Cincinnati Bengals, do they have a good rushing attack? I haven't seen it this year. They're going to try to sling the rock. They're going to try to get the ball into their playmakers' hands, i.e. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and they're going to get their points. They're averaging 25 points a game this year. So how do you stop that? Like I said, you have to slow down the game. You got to make it a boring game. And who gives a hell? Who cares if it's, if it's like a 10-15, score game in the fourth quarter? That's how we're going to have to play it. And look, now that our depth has been used on this Giants pass rush with Kayvon having to miss some time, and now Ojulari having to take his place, we have less depth there. So we need to keep our pass rushers fresh. We got to keep the strength of this defense fresh in our defensive line. And again, how do you do that? Time of possession, running the ball, extending drives, not giving the opposing offense time to score. This Giants team is built to be able to handle a team like the Cincinnati Bengals, because their defense is trash. Their defense is straight trash. This week, again, everybody's saying that we have no chance to win this. Giants fans are saying we have no chance to win this just because there are some statuses that are up in the air. Look, if this team isn't good enough to survive without Malik Neighbors, then we don't deserve to have him. If this team can't survive without a Kayvon Thibodeau, then we don't deserve to have him. This is a team sport, and we all got to work together. We got to work together on offense, defense, and in special teams. And last week, that's exactly what we did. We could do it again this week. And if we do end up having to spread the ball down the field, they don't have the corners that are able to keep up with even our backup wide receivers in a Wan'Dale Robinson or a Darius Slayton or even a Jalen Hyatt. He might even get some targets this game if necessary. We have our tight ends that we can use in the receiving game as well. Their pass rush isn't going to be able to, crack our offensive line. Daniel Jones is going to have time in the pocket. We're going to be able to make running lanes for our running backs. So again, I'm asking everybody out there, why is there already a consensus that the Giants are going to lose this game? The Giants fandom is conditioned to lose. People that cover the Giants are conditioned to lose. Do you want to know why, like in our last few games where, we can have something like the opposing team return a 101-yard fumble for a touchdown, and yet we're not phased, and yet we still go out there and we play grinded out football? Because we know how to win. Brian Daboll is bringing a culture into this building, a culture that's really already been there, but now it's really starting to seep in. A culture of winning. A culture, if you punch us in the mouth, we're going to get right back up and punch you right in your nose. And that's just how it is. We're not going to give up if someone kicks us in the teeth on the first play of the game. We're not going to give up if for whatever reason, the first play of the game, they throw a touchdown pass to Jamar Chase, and oh my gosh, we're in the hole. Giants suck. Giants are this, Giants are that. No, because we're going to play them all the way down to the final seconds of the game. And with that mindset, we can win any game because we have the personnel. We have the culture in the building, and we have the coach and quarterback in place to make that a reality. I don't like to talk about our little brothers a lot. I feel like it's in bad taste. I'm not a Jets fan. But look at that marriage between Saleh and Rodgers. That's not the marriage that we have here with Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll. They're one and the same. They're in unison. They have the same vision and the same goal for this team. And as long as we have both of those guys showing up on Sunday, I'm going to have faith in this team. Our offensive line is still there. Dexter Lawrence is still there. Brian Burns is still there. If you guys are so worried about Kayvon missing time too, look who he's being replaced with. Azeez Ojulari has a higher pass rush win rate than Kayvon does. The only problem with Azeez was a health issue. He just wasn't able to stay healthy, but he always produced when he was on the field. So let's have some faith going into this game, because honestly, I feel like we're the better team. Now, the Bengals offense is a lot more flashy than the Giants offense right now, and especially if we're lacking someone like Malik Neighbors going into this week. But you don't win games with flash. Games are won in the trenches. And I believe Giants are able to win in the trenches on both sides of the ball. So I'm not like, guys, no matter how much the game of football changes, it's going to stay the same of how you win games. Games are always going to be won in the trenches. And the Giants have an advantage on both sides of the ball. Giants have an advantage in coaching. Giants have an advantage being at home in front of a fan base, which I hope shows up, and I hope becomes the 12th man on the field, because that will disrupt their offense or disrupt the Cincinnati Bengals offense even more. I'm going to leave it here because, as you can tell, my voice is already given out on me. I appreciate everybody stopping into this channel. My name is Deception. I talk about the New York Football Giants. If you're new here, go down below, hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment letting me know what your prediction for this game is. And I hope to see you guys next week. Sunday night, win, lose, or draw. I'm going to be releasing a video talking about that game. And hopefully we're celebrating another victory week, because, despite what kind of news is coming out from the Giants end this, over the last few days, we still have an ample opportunity to win this game, and we still have the players in place and the coaching staff in place to be able to play smart football, play gritty football, and come out with a dub. So appreciate again you guys stopping by, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.